for starters, number one, congratulations on another clear screening.
Thank you.
So you put out the video.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Your last couple months for you, just how have they been overall, just from that diagnosis to now?
Different. I mean, you wake up. Cancer gives you new perspective, I think, on life, and you wake up with a new set of priorities every day. First of all, you're glad you wake up, and then you take it from there. So a little different, a little more introspection, more thoughtfulness, I hope.
When you were going into the doctor's office, were you feeling like down at all, or were you just going for a routine checkup?
It was a routine physical. I had no symptoms. Okay. Matter of fact, I've learned that between 80 and 93% of men who end up with prostate cancer have no symptoms, which is why it's so important to have your annual physicals and have your blood tested regularly to check your PSA levels, because you probably won't have any symptoms until, if you don't go to the doctor, don't get your checkups, until it's too late. You don't want those symptoms.
What are your thoughts when the doctor comes back and tells you that you have cancer?
I'm like, okay, what do we do now? That's my thought. My dad went through it, so I kind of had a vision of how things could go. So I wasn't totally out in the dark, but I was like, wow, now it's my turn, I reckon.
Why do you feel like there's a hesitancy amongst men in general to have those conversations, to want to get themselves checked or want to ask their friends, man, how you doing for real? Not just a cliche, man, what's up? How you been? Because
we're men, we're macho, we're strong, we're hard-headed. That's what we are.
Yep.
That's what it is. And anything that deals with us below our belt, we don't like to talk about. I don't know if it's societal. I don't know if it's cultural. I know it's dumb, because too many of us end up dying because of cultural norms or societal pressures, or I ain't gonna do that. I ain't going to the doctor. No one's gonna, I need no checkup. I'm fine. That's okay. I'll see you at your funeral, but you won't see me. So we have a choice.
That's deep right there. What's a certain age range that you should start getting checked?
40 for black men, 45 for white men. 1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer. For black men, it's 1 in 6. So, and researchers are still trying to figure out why it hits us harder. But if you have a family history, man, you could start earlier than that. There's nothing precluding you from getting a PSA test. Nothing. It was in my family history. You write it down on your chart when you go to the doctor. So we have been looking at my PSA for years, just as because it was in my history, and that's how we found it.
Is it a PSA test for those who aren't, educated on that? Is it just a blood test, or how?
No, it's just a blood test.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for many, many years, it was the digital rectal exam where, you bend over and the doctor gives you the finger. And, that has scared a lot of men too. Hey, you don't mind putting no finger in my butt, blah, blah, blah. Okay, again, I'll go to your funeral and I'll see you, but you won't see me because you're afraid to get checked because of some silly notion in your head that a doctor putting their finger in your behind makes you gay or makes you stupid or whatever, because I've heard it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a blood test. You get the blood test and you get the MRI. The MRI solidified all the testing that I had that showed that I did have cancer. Before
we started this, for those that don't know, his birthday is tomorrow. So happy early birthday.
Thank you very much. I'll be 20.
He'll be 20. Looking good. How refreshing, or how much perspective does it give you to know that you're about to approach another year when you faced a situation that for some people, they won't be seeing that next year?
It goes back to the introspection I talked about before. And it's partially why I decided to be a little bit outspoken about this and put my story out there. If my celebrity and visibility helps someone, that's great. In another year, I think about family members who aren't here anymore. I think about how I can make this year better than last year. I think about my family. I think about, doing for them. And, you know, as you get closer, because I'll be 61, as the numbers get higher, you start thinking about your mortality. You want to make sure that everyone will be good if you're not here. Not so much, you know, legacy and what you leave behind, at least not for me, because people will have their own opinions on all that, and I'm not going to be here, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
But yeah, just want to make sure that the family is taken care of. That's the most important.
I think the realization of the mortality is a huge thing. I think for me, I'm 25, but one thing that struck for me was the Kobe situation and seeing somebody who's larger than life, always in those motivational speeches, the Mamba mentality, and then in the split second, they're gone. Or seeing family members go through their cancer diagnosis and things like that. I think that's huge because you talked about it. Men are stubborn, hard-headed, really don't want to show those emotions, but having somebody who is seen in the visibility, like you said, you're a celebrity, that can be outspoken and say, hey, man, like, this is real life. I don't want to go to your funeral and you can't see me, and I'm just looking at you in the casket. So I think that's a deep perspective. And one thing I want to go back on more of a lighter note, when you're going into your 61st year of life, and you talked about having the perspective of, you know, I want to do well for my family, and it's up to other people to determine what the legacy is at that point. What do you think the legacy is at this point?
Wow. That's a good question. I mean, I guess I kind of got a glimpse of it going through this experience, because I've been shown a whole lot of love, a lot of nice messages, a lot of nice thoughts, and people keep checking on me that I don't even know, which is cool.
Yeah.
So I hope that means my legacy will be a pretty positive one. Other than that, or outside of that, how deep someone wants to go, I don't know. But hopefully, for the most part, positive. I mean, I've made mistakes in my life, which everyone has. I'm a human being. I just hope the good outweighs the bad. I hope that for everybody.
Yeah.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah.